Okay, hi, welcome.
Hey.
Thank you so much for talking to us today. I'm really excited to get to know you. You're a three-piece band, correct?
Four piece.
Four, sorry.
Yes.
Where are the other two? Are they enjoying the sunshine today?
Well, one of them it's recording now, producing, kind of doing something for another band today.
Okay.
They have a big new album coming up. They're more known than us, so
Yeah, okay.
They're
it's
bigger.
close in the studio.
Bigger than Jesus.
Okay, so you're humble, they're not. We
Yeah.
get it, okay. We'll start with some fun questions. If you were in a studio today, who would you spend it with if you could choose anyone in the world? We'll start with you.
Wow. But you mean like, whatever.
You could pick anyone, your mom, someone famous.
Phil Collins for sure.
Nice.
You?
Yeah. Why not? I can
You're
pick.
quick, man. I have like 2,000 people popping up. I don't have an idea.
What's
David
the
Bowie.
first one?
David Bowie.
David Bowie. Nice. Okay. I think I didn't think of that one, but that would come up in my list somewhere with someone that I have nothing to do with, I feel. That's a very good choice. Who was the first artist that you remember purchasing the album of, or what was the first album you had?
Well, I think it was Dream Theater for me. Yeah.
For me, I guess it was System of a Down.
Ah, yeah.
Steal this album. I didn't steal it, and I felt quite bad about it.
It's a really nice album, actually.
You contributed faithfully. That's really cool. Okay, so let's get into it. We already know there's two of you missing, so no pressure. The whole story lies on you. Am I correct? Calgolla was a solo act when it first began.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how it transitioned into being a band?
Yes. So basically, even the solo act was a sort of not really my idea, but I had some songs, some ideas I collected when I was back in Italy.
Okay.
And a producer friend of mine listened to them and thought like, oh wow, they're cool, I want to produce them. He was a producer, he's a very good producer. So basically he was kind of believing in the project and kind of convinced me before I left to Berlin to record something. We did that, and out of this came the first album, which I played in all the songs, different instruments and stuff, and there were a couple of friends collaborating. So that was the first album, and then I came to Berlin and I, released it, and it went well in Italy, but it never became a band. I tried with a couple of people, but it never really, I had too many things going on, and I was new to this role of, kind of introducing the song and telling how to play and stuff. So I left some years ago. I played in some bands, and after a while I felt ready. So I started from the bass player, which is not there today, which is a very good friend of mine I never played with, and I always had this idea to play with him. So I called him in the project. He loved it, and I asked him, "Hey man, who can we call as a drummer? I know very good drummers, but we really need it's very hard to choose a drummer
Like
for a
a
rock
right
band."
fits,
And he was like, "Man, you have to see this guy Felipe. Is super good. Like, he has 2,000 projects, so it's not gonna be easy to have him, but we can try."
We can beg, yeah.
And now he comes into play, so you can tell you the rest of the story.
Well, after that, the three of us, we started to search, to look for a guitar player, and then you suggested a guy that you met before. He is actually a really good player, and he recorded the album and everything. He was really committed to it, and so that's how the band turned into a band.
Okay.
It was slow, but it just happened. Someday it was a band. And
how did the stars align for you as someone who's been asked to join a band? Where were you at in your journey?
Well, sometimes it's really difficult, especially here in Berlin, because everybody's looking for a drummer. Everybody has like many ideas with it, and then, well, I don't know. I mean, the same you said with Yerko. I mean, I listened to the music and I said, "Wow, this is my kind of music. This is something that I was looking for it." not only here in Berlin, but in the past too. So it was like easy to decide
Yeah.
to jump in the project.
That's awesome. Cool. Okay, so you do most of the songwriting, lyrics and all that.
Yeah.
How central to your process is the lyricism? Like, does it come first or does the sound come first? How does it work?
Yes, normally the sound comes first,
Okay.
but the lyrics are there, so they have to meet some way halfway. So there is a first process which is creating a musical idea, and then because a lot of it is spoken words,
Yes.
it's a lot of cut out in a way. So yeah, the challenge is to make the two fit. And sometimes I try to write the music thinking about one of the lyrics I already wrote. Sometimes the other way around. Also, I'm trying to experiment. But basically now, till now I wrote also a lot of the songs, and then the musician made it much better than I did, of course. But now I'm trying to transition into a more producer role where I just write the ideas and then we come together in the studio and we finalize them together, because also in terms of time it's quite time consuming.
Time consuming, okay, yeah. And how is the collaboration for you? How do you find that process? Is it how you're used to working?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I also wanted to join a project that was kind of ready at some point, because I was a bit up to here with the process of creating and doing things. So it was kind of a lucky strike that Emmanuel had the things already produced, and we just gave some hints or some keys to the thing, and that's it. But now, of course, we need to go all together. Sometimes it's difficult, but the weather inside the band is really relaxed always, so we can go and suggest some things and do some things, and we have complete freedom to add or to, I don't know, to take some things out of the thing. So it's really easy actually for us, or for me at least, easier than other projects that I used to have in the past. Yes, so
That's awesome.
yeah.
My next question then would be, how do you balance that spoken word and the music? Because if you say the dynamic is really easy, has there ever been like a push and pull, or is there just an understanding of maybe 40% spoken word, or is it just ad hoc how the specific song feels, the balance of it all?
It's a good question. I mean, let's say that the spoken words give more of it is a kind of project where all my music influence come together. One of them being, of course, like spoken words music, post-punk, but also hip-hop in a way. So, spoken words have this role of giving a bit of some hints, some sense, you may call it, more intellectual, mind-related, and then the rest of the sung part are the emotional part, So there I try to let go and just whatever it comes. And normally that's why the sung part in the second album, at least, they don't contain words. They're more like whatever it is, there are no words in it. In the first album, it was more like of a spoken word with some notes in it. It was a more. And the third album, we're gonna try to do something different. So. Actually, what I like is always never to do the same thing, It's kind of the opposite of what nowadays it kind of goes and works, but I don't care.
Yeah, non-traditional. You said yourself experimental as well before.
Yeah.
So maybe you have some insights on the performance of this, so between the balance of creating something different every time. How does it feel for you, and how important is the performance, or if you're experimenting on stage, how is the performance feeding into like the practice, if that makes sense? Like you have an idea and then you have to bring it to life.
Yeah, I mean, the songs are really energetic, and that's what we are trying to project on stage, actually. Or that's what I'm trying to do, actually. The drums are really are really expressive, I would say, are really, really full of energy. So from my side, at least, I don't know what the rest of the guys they are gonna say, but I can see when we play that they are kind of in the same line. So we try to express all the things that the spoken words and the music and all together trying to do on stage, and it's really, I don't know. We have received many comments from it, like, oh, it's really nice to see the show. It's really you can connect it with your personal life and everything. So
Yeah.
I
I love it.
Yeah. So the performance for us, or for me at least, is everything on stage.
Yeah. I'm so excited to see you. Like we're listening. Also for me, the curiosity with the album covers. How did that come about?
Oh,
Like,
that's
such a
really
refreshing.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah, I mean, we try to, I don't know how to say, but I have a kind of talent of in not following. I don't like mainly to have labels. I don't like labels, so I try always to move in between, and then things happens. And sometimes the guys come in with super fresh ideas, and when it feels weird, for me it's already in the right way in a way. But this came up very randomly. A colleague of work, she's a mom of a disabled child, and she had this calendar hanging next to her workstation, and it was a beautiful calendar with all these pictures. And once I asked, "Hey, what is this about?" And he was like, "Yeah, this is like in school of my son. They did a painting class, and it came out of it. Every child did a." So I was like, "Wow! Can you ask if I can use it?" It just came the idea, I'm gonna use it for the album.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna try if they want to. So I asked, and she was like, "Yeah, I asked the school, you can do that," and I find it beautiful. And also, it's already there. You don't need to. It's kind of following the recycling idea of, getting in love with something instead of asking someone to produce a thing. It's already there. You just have to pick it up and connect. And in that case, it already connected. So I just try to finalize it.
Yeah, it adds to your story as well. Like
Yeah.
something people might not know, but would certainly
Yeah.
see connects to your story. So then, do you see yourselves more as a band or storytellers, or how do you see yourselves?
Both of them, I would say. Yeah.
So you would describe yourself as a band that tells stories, or
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But as Felipe said, we really like the live dimension. I like to spend hours in my room in the studio with the guys, but I think we're meant to be playing live, playing shows, and we really enjoyed that.
Okay, so then how is it for you in Berlin? So you mentioned you're from Italy, and you are from where? Sorry, I didn't ask.
From Chile.
Chile. Okay, and you're both in Berlin for a while, or I assume for a while, since you both had projects here.
7 years here.
Wow.
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So how do you find that Calgolla fits into the Berlin scene for you? Do you feel like you fit?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think,
I mean, I think it. I mean, in Berlin you can fit whatever you want.
yeah,
think?
that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But personally, and as I said, the project itself or the performance and the live, it's full of energy. And sometimes I feel that people in Berlin, they are looking for something like this. It's really, I mean, of course you have many options to go and sometimes something like Calgolla, where you can jump and do, I don't know, mosh pit, whatever you want, it's something that is really welcome. Or that's what I feel, actually. As a musician, I like to go to shows where you could feel the energy from off stage, I would say. Yeah.
Beautiful. And
Yeah.
for you, you kind of looked surprised when you said it fits. Like,
No, I mean,
the
it does.
weirder the better.
It does fit, but I feel it fits much more with the Berlin that is about to leave, that the Berlin that is up to come, in a way.
Oh, well, yeah.
When I came here 10 years ago, I really felt good in this place, and I felt it would never change. I don't know why. All the Berliner friends told me, of course it's going to change. It always did. And now I'm seeing that, so I'm staying with this, that I do believe it fits more with the older Berliner style, but who knows, maybe maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe we need to bring them back to basics again.
But what I see, it's more and more labeling. The labels are becoming more and more important. Therefore, I think either we adapt or we're gonna have less room. And I don't see, at least for me, a big will in adapting. It's more like we're gonna try to do our humble thing and see where it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
But from my side, personally, I'm really looking forward to the fest, the thing you are organizing, the show and everything, because this particular venue, it's more like, in my opinion, this way, like the Calgolla way, where you could come here and see shows with this kind of attitude and energy. So that's why I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my next question was going to be, what is May 1st, May Day to you? So for me, from Australia, like there's no May Day. Like we have Labor Days in different states, but it's certainly not the Berlin.
Yeah.
I mean, for what I picture, I'll leave that out, like because we're interviewing you. But how is May Day for you? And maybe thinking about how Calgolla fits.
You want to start or should I? Go? Yeah, so I come from south of Italy, from a farmer family, both parents, which fought with the communists in the 30s and 40s to get their lands back. So, my family was quite important. And in Italy is also quite felt. And then coming to Berlin, I didn't even know it started from here somehow. So here it's, I would say, city-wise a level up, because there, you may feel it if you're from a certain scene, but here it's a huge thing. Even if you're against it, you feel it. And yeah. That's my take.
Well, for me, it's like, in Chile, May the 1st is more like mostly like a day off. It's not something where you could go out and do the things. Yeah, it's like a rest day, or in my opinion, or as I saw in my, 20-something years in there. But yeah, for me it was kind of a shock when I came here, and I'm trying still to adapt to it. But I think Calgolla fits into it for sure. Like to have something where we could show the people that we are standing with them.
Yeah. I think you both mentioned that Berlin is going a certain way away from what it used to be. You mentioned a bit that Calgolla's got a post-punk vibe to it, and May Day is about acknowledging the workers, resting.
Exactly.
How do you think the celebration of a day for labourers should be, and where does Calgolla's place sit in it? Do you think you could enact some sort of change, like, for example, bringing live bands to a techno rave or something like this?
Well, it used to be something like this before, like the bands with the people and all the community going and showing their respect and also support for the workers and everything, but it changed after pandemic in here, which is really sad. And that's why I'm trying to readapt myself to the day, because now it's mostly party and a rest day, like in Chile again.
Yeah.
It's not something where you go out and go to strikes or whatever, like support. It's kind of a sad thing.
Yeah.
As you said before, it's like the way out now and not the way in for something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the other way, I never want to say that there is always something positive in change. So on another side, I see it as challenging to adapt to things changing. It's an interesting thing, it's a positive thing. So, of course there is this part of me that is scared and a bit pissed for what's going on. Everything is becoming more expensive. It's harder to have a chilled life like we did before, work less, do music more. Things are becoming harder from this point of view. But, resilience is important. It's also a topic of May Day, So I guess I would add to this that resilience is important, and always to have a positive high to whatever happens helps, keeping the creativity also on. Otherwise...
Yeah, making a bit of impact.
Yeah, but you asked about change. I don't believe that one person or one band can really change. Even like big cases like Nirvana, it was not just a band. They were parts of a big. So I believe that change can happen, but in a very The idea can come from a single or small group, but
Yeah.
it needs much more than that to
Yeah,
create
you
a
need
real
a
change.
collective to
Yes,
really move the tide.
and a very big one.
Yes, yeah. Do you think it's possible in the next years?
Yeah, I mean, for me, big techs, for example, they made this change. They started from a view, which comes from maybe the 50s of this control human behaviors and map it, and and then they created company like Google, Apple, or maybe the company adapted to this view more. It would be because when they were created, they had other ideas. And now they are making services for us for free, generating the goal was anyway always AI. Now they made it, that give it to you for free. They collect your data, so you can change the world. It can be a good change, a bad one. It's not. I don't want to judge it, but they did it.
Yeah, and it's how the users then interact with it.
Yeah, but if we won't use it, they would not be able to change us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes, yeah. Okay, so then personally for the two of you and for Calgolla, what do we expect from you in the future? What's coming? You said you're working on a third album, but maybe also broadly, where do you see yourselves?
Yeah, playing live shows. I would love to play like a good tour in Europe for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I would love to go to countries like Italy for sure, Spain, Portugal, and Greece for sure. All the Mediterranean, because I think it's where sometimes the bands, in my opinion, are going the less in some kind of way, and they are really supportive.
Yeah.
And they are more like us. I mean, the whole band is practically from this background. So
Latinos.
exactly. And I would love to go to Latin America. I mean, America in general.
That's
for sure.
my dream, anyway.
Yeah,
yes.
I would love to go to Chile. Yeah,
Because I had many chance to go to Chile already. A couple of gigs planned, then COVID came, so
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it was quite a pinnacle or turning point for a lot of creative projects, not just musicians, but in particular, I think.
Yeah, now we have a booking agent that contact us and is trying to organize a European tour for this year later. So we hope that will work because they're not so known, but maybe something gonna come out of it.
Awesome. Okay, so for the next few years, touring, spreading the word,
yes.
trying to humbly make a nice impact and gather the crowds with you to do what we're all trying to do, is live in a better place.
Yeah, selling a couple of vinyls
Yes.
Yeah, and
Gotta live.
t-shirts.
because we printed them now.
As you said, the world is expensive now. Okay, so that kind of concludes the technical questions or the in-depth questions. The important one that I want to wrap this up on is, if you were an animal playing live on stage, what animal would you be?
Oh,
A whale.
a whale!
Yes. I love whales.
I have twin. I have twin minds. I have to tell you both because they both represent me. A sloth
Not at all what I was expecting.
and an elephant.
And then
Nice. So we need big stages.
very big presences, yeah. The combination of this elephant sloth creature would be
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
epic.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Well, we look forward to stages.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought something with more agile arms for a drummer.
Like an octopus. Nah,
We
but
try
I
to
love
do-
wheels.
Yeah. I'm trying to be.
I gotta know, what do you love so much about a whale?
Because whales could go places nobody could.
And they're chilled, man. They're super
They're really chill.
Yeah, I get that vibe from you, yeah. And
Yeah.
the sloth elephant, like the
Both chilled as well.
slash
Yeah.
relaxed way.
Yes, yes. But anyways, managing their way through things.
Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you very much for taking the time. I really love that.
Thanks.
Thank you for
See you
inviting
soon.
us.
Yeah,
Thank
see
you
you
for
soon.
inviting us. We really appreciate it.